This week, Unreported World comes from Tanzania. And don't forget, if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, you'll get new content every Wednesday and Sunday. Now, hundreds of women have been murdered in Tanzania, accused of being witches. Witchcraft is still widely believed there. But some think that there's more to these attacks than just the fear of the supernatural, as Adi Adepitan found out.
This is the Lake Victoria region of northern Tanzania. There's been a spate of killings here recently, and the latest, the most shocking, took place in this village of Ndoma.
Just 6 weeks ago, in one evening, 5 women were put on trial here, accused of being witches.
There's an eerie silence about this village. It's actually quite chilling. It's a village that normally has over 2,000 people here. You'd expect to see loads of people, but most of them have fled.
On the day of the killings, Shigela Said was out of the village. News reached him a mob had seized his wife, Christine, and 4 other women.
Do you know who the people were in this mob?
Yani sijawakalii kwamba alikuwa na nani, lakini wote walikuwa ni watu wa kijiji hiki. Hapo ndio niliingia na wasiwasi, kwa nini wamemchukua ghafla bila kujua mimi?
It was said that the reason was because they thought they were witches. Has your wife ever been accused of being a witch?
Waliwatambuaje kama ni wachawi? Kwa kweli mimi hapo sitambui kama walikuwa ni wachawi.
A makeshift court decided the women had used witchcraft to cause the death of a 4-year-old child. The crowd then killed the women and burned their bodies. This is where they were taken.
Hapa ndio mahali walipochomewa. Kwa kweli pale nilikuwa sina kufikiria, nilikuwa nalia tu. Nilikuwa sina cha kusema.
You're still in shock.
Kwa kweli moyo bado hujatulia vizuri.
This is absolutely horrendous. How in this day and age it gets to this stage where something like this, how this can happen. And I need to know what's going on.
There's a witch hunt underway in Tanzania. At least 400 women were murdered in 2016, and 100 women have already died this year. The scale and the brutality of these witchcraft-related murders is shocking. I'm heading to where the witch hunt is most intense. Round Lake Victoria. Many people here believe that the spirits of the dead inhabit the lake and use witches to persecute the living. To this day, laws exist banning witchcraft. Just outside Tanzania's second city, Mwanza, I meet Dotto Mitakavu, a leading traditional healer or witch doctor. Every community has one. They're highly revered, and people pay them to identify witches.
Look at this crowd, it's attractive. But I suppose that's what being a witch doctor's about. Partly being a showman.
He claims he has magical powers that he uses to help people.
I'm not sure what's in that box, and I'm quite worried about what's in that box as well, because he's got it padlocked.
To try to end the witch hunts, the government says it will stop witch doctors from practicing if they denounce women as witches to anyone but the police. Dotto says he's changed his ways.
Nilikuwa napiga ramli nikipona wewe ni mbibi unakaa jirani na mteja wangu nasema wewe ni mchawi. Kwa hiyo mnakingana na ndugu zako wanakukataa. Umenisamehe? Nimekusamehe. Asante Biblia. Naomba mnisamehe sana. Na ninaomba msamaha sana kwa wale wanafamilia ambazo nilisababisha kusambaratika, nikasababisha maumivu makali katika roho zenu wakati napiga ramli, nikawachonganisha, nikaambia, nikawasemea uchawi. Mnisamehe kabisa, lakini nina imani mshanisamehe na tuko pamoja, na huwa siachi kuomba msamaha kila wakati.
I head to Dotto's home. Now he's stopped identifying witches, Dotto says he makes his money from selling herbal remedies.
It's like a chemist. You're a businessman.
Ni msaidizi.
I want to know when he stopped accusing people of witchcraft.
When was the last time you identified a witch?
Mwezi wa 3 mwaka huu.
What has happened to the people who you have identified as witches?
Kwamba watu waliwachukia wakawatenga, kwa hiyo wakawa hawako pamoja nao. Wanachukuliwa kwamba ni kikundi cha watu wabaya kwa sababu wanaharibu. Ukimchukiza, akikasirika, anaweza kukuua, anaweza kukuuguza, anaweza kukuwekea kitu chochote ukapata hata ajali hata nini. Pengine wewe ni una biashara labda ya duka akachukua.
The truth is, he still believes in witches. Just can't help but think, how is it going to be possible for him and other people in this area to maintain their beliefs in witchcraft and the supernatural and not have the same horrible consequences that they've had in the past?
I'm heading further into the region where these killings are happening. Thousands of women denounced as witches are living as outcasts in fear of their lives. An hour from Mwanza city in a farming area, I'm going to meet one of them.
Karibu tupo.
Habari.
Benge Megene is 59. She grows vegetables which help support her daughter and grandchildren. Accused of witchcraft, she survived one murder attempt and she's frightened someone will try again.
Uko kuitana bato kuitana. Ile siri yabo.
Benge says when her parents died, her brothers said she was to blame because she used witchcraft. One night, they broke into her home.
And when you started looking at them, what did they do? It must have been horrible, horrendous.
But then I'm going to we have.
Benge only survived because her daughter got her to hospital where she needed 2 months of operations.
And what about your husband? Where is your husband?
Benge's brothers deny all her allegations. She can't shake off the accusation of witchcraft. Her house is falling apart, but no one will help her repair it because they think she's a witch.
I am still baffled and just wondering, how can the fear of the supernatural and of witches, you know, be so powerful and have such a hold on these villagers that it makes them want to destroy their own families and hack them to death?
I'm travelling to the district court in Nzega. There's been a big development in the killings of the 5 women. The police have charged 32 people with murder, and today they're due in court. It's rare for anyone to be charged in this type of murder, but the authorities are determined to send a message.
This has got to be one of the biggest cases that Tanzania has ever seen. And of course, it's attracting a lot of attention. You know, these are family members of the victims, family members of the accused. Pretty much everybody here must be affected or know someone that was involved in this incident.
Prisoners start arriving, among them the men and women charged with the Ndomo murders.
It's a pretty dramatic entrance. They're sort of like paraded through the town so everyone can see them.
It's still early days in this case. It'll be months before a verdict is reached. But the stakes are high.
I was looking at some of the faces of the accused. There's young men and young women there, and if they're found guilty, they'll be sentenced to death by hanging.
The police have charged everybody they say was present at the murders. This includes many of the village elders. Shigela, the widower who'd shown me where his wife was burned, is watching proceedings.
What went through your mind when you saw them arrive on the back of the truck?
Nilipoona wanapita na gari hapa kwanza niliyosababisha hii ajali nilipatwa na sana. Na uchungu mkubwa sana.
Shigela's own brother is one of the accused.
Have you spoken to your brother since he's been in custody?
Kuzungumza sikusalimiana tu, wengine wako sisi tuko hapa tunasalimiana hivyo hivyo tu. Kwa kweli mimi mpaka sasa hivi najisikia sijawa na chochote ile. Nimekuwa hewani tu kama sina uhakika wowote.
Asante sana. I really feel for Shigela because he's lost so much in the last 2 months. Who knows when this is ever going to end for him and whether he's ever going to find a resolution to what's happened.
The top government official around here is District Commissioner Godfrey Nkupula. There are few police in this area, so the government has authorized local vigilante groups called Sungu Sungu to administer justice. The commissioner believes they played a big part in the Ndomo murders.
So Godfrey, where exactly is it we're going?
I'm taking you somewhere where we have these Sungu Sungu people. Make sure that this won't happen again.
People talk of witchcraft all over the world because people will believe what they believe,
yes,
as long as they don't kill each other, I suppose.
Yes, yeah. If somebody go on believing on the witchcraft, ritual superstition, or certain kind of treatments, that's not problem. But if like your belief leads to taking somebody's life, that's very bad. It's where now a law and order has to come.
Godfrey is visiting every village, telling the Sungu Sungu vigilantes that they don't have the right to kill women they believe are witches.
All of these people here are part of the Sungu Sungu and their job is to police this community. The district commissioner has got 2 loudspeakers because he really wants to make sure that his message is heard.
Kwa hiyo katika